Hello students and welcome again to the daily classes by St. Paul's. My name is Ravi Nanda, a social studies teacher, and today we are going to start our first chapter of first evaluation. Okay, and that is the fourth chapter of your book. So before we start our first chapter of first evaluation or the fourth chapter of your book, I just want to tell a very important thing. Children, at the time of explanation, you all must have your book, because without book, you can't understand whatever I am teaching and explaining to you. So, if you have not your book right now, just purchase it as soon as possible. Okay? Because most of the exercises will be done at your book also, and if you have your book you can understand the things which we are or which I will explain to you. Okay, so let's start our first chapter of first evaluation, that is air and water. And in this chapter we will learn about that the clean air, what pollutes the air, water and its forms, sources of water, what pollutes the water, and clean water. Okay? So, our first topic is air. So, before we start our first topic, I just want to ask a question to you, my children. Do you know what is air? Have you ever seen the air? I think you all have not seen the air, because nobody can see the air. But we can feel the air. And here is an example. Our first topic is air. What is air? And air can't be seen because we cannot see the air. Okay? But we can feel the air. So, children, whenever you feel very hot, what do? Your first action is you just switch on the fans, the cooler or the ACs at your home. Then what happened? You feel the air. Okay? You can't see the air, but you can feel the air. Okay? So, children, air is all around us. Okay? And we need air to live, because we breathe air. Okay? For the breathing, we need air. Okay? So, the air we breathe should be very clean. Plants and animals do need air to breathe. Okay? Trees and plants makes the air clean and fresh, cool. And polluted air harms our environment. Okay? So, whatever things which are surrounding us, whatever things which are living, they all need air to live, because all living things breathe, and for the breathing we need air. We need very clean air. Okay? And if we breathe polluted air, it will harm to us. So, air is very important for us. Okay? Now, our second topic is what pollutes the air. But before we just talk about the reasons or activities that pollute the air, I just want to tell information to you. Our atmosphere contains only 21% of oxygen. Do you know? When we are breathing, we inhale the oxygen and exhale the carbon dioxide. And plants and trees inhale the carbon dioxide and exhale the oxygen. That's why the plants and trees are very important for cleaning the air. Okay? So let's talk about the activities or the actions what pollute the air. Air gets polluted due to different human activities. When air becomes too dirty, very dirty or polluted, it becomes uncomfortable to breathe. Okay? Breathing in the polluted air makes us sick. Whenever we breathe the polluted air, we will make sick. Okay? And the activities which make the air dirty, these are number one, the harmful gases in smoke from the factories. Okay? The harmful gases in the smoke from the factories. The harmful gases in the smoke from the factories. Okay? I think you all have seen some factories around you. So, the harmful gases in the smoke from the factories make our environment or atmosphere very polluted. Smoke from buses, cars and other vehicles, burning of wood and garbage, burning firecrackers, cigarette smoking. These all are activities which make our environment very polluted. And one more thing, a very interesting topic, burning firecrackers. I think you all children are very enjoyed in the Deepavali. Okay, we all are enjoying in the Deepavali for blowing the firecrackers, pataka. Okay, but we don't know how it is harmful. It is very harmful to our environment. It is very harmful to our air, because the smoke which is released from the crackers, it makes our environment very polluted. Okay, so students, try to keep away from the firecrackers at the time of Deepavali. Okay, so these are some points which is written in your book. These are very important activities which is harmful to our environment. Okay, now let's talk about the next topic, clean air. As we all know, about the air, we can not see the air, but we can feel the air. Clean air is very essential for a healthy life. Okay, clean air is very essential for the healthy life. As we all know, we are breathing the oxygen. Okay, and if we breathe the polluted air, it may fall sick. We will fall sick. Okay, it may be harmful to us also. So to ensure that we breathe fresh air, we must grow more trees, because trees are the filters. Because trees inhale the carbon dioxide or the polluted air into itself and exhale the fresh air, the oxygen and the cool air. Okay, so grow more trees for the healthy life, for the clean air, and decrease the activities causing air pollution, as we discussed earlier. Not burn things unnecessarily. At the time of Deepavali, don't use firecrackers, because it is very, very, very harmful to our environment. Okay? So try to just not burn things unnecessarily. Okay? So let's talk about our next topic, which is water and its forms. Okay? Water and its forms. I'm just writing the next topic. Water and its forms. As you know that air is very important to us for live, same as the water is very important for us to live. We need water for drink, bath, cook and wash clothes. Plants and animals also need water to live. All the living organisms need water to live, same as the air. And there can be no life on the earth without water. Okay? Because wet water is very useful to us, and we can use different kinds of works, different kinds of things, the water. Okay? So water is very necessary for you and us. Fish live in water. Farmers need water to grow crops. Okay? Plants need water to make food. Animals need water to drink and bath. And water is also used to put out fire. So there are so many things, there are so many ways their water is used. Okay? In nature, water keeps changing its forms. The water in ponds, lakes, rivers, seas, oceans gets heated up by the sun. You all know, and we all know that the sun is a huge ball of burning gas. Sun is very hot, and the water, I think you all have seen the water in the lakes, in the ponds and seas and oceans, and so many places around us there we can see the water. Okay, and when the water heated up by the sun, what happened? It rises. Okay, the water in the ponds, lakes, rivers, seas, oceans gets heated up by the sun. It rises in the form of water vapor. Let me show you one example. I think you all have seen. Take a pan and filled with it by the water, okay, and put it on the gas stove. This is the gas stove. Okay, when the gas, it is put it by the gas on the gas stove and just switch on the gas, what happened after some time? The water heated up and it becomes steam. Okay, so this steam is called a vapor. What we can say that it is called a vapors. Okay, so it rises in the form of wet water vapors. Okay, and high up in the sky, these steam cool down and form tiny drops of water. Okay, these vapors cool down and form tiny drops of water. Okay, and what happened next? These tiny drops join together to form clouds. Okay, these tiny drops join together to form the clouds. Here it is, clouds. Okay, and on further cooling, the drops get bigger and fall down as rain. Fall down as rain. Okay? So, this never-ending cycle of water is called water cycle. Okay? This never-ending cycle of water is called water cycle. First, we just heat up the water, it becomes steam or the vapor. Vapor becomes the tiny drops of water. When the tiny drops join together, it forms the clouds, and when the cloud cool down, it becomes the rain. Okay, and fall down on the earth. So, this is the water cycle. It is called a water cycle. Okay. So places where the temperature is low, the water freezes and it is found in the form of ice. I think you all have seen the hill stations. There we can see the freezes water. Okay. Now our next topic is sources of water. Water can be found in oceans, seas, rivers, ponds, lakes, etc. But we cannot drink all kinds of water. Rain is the most important source of water, as we just understand earlier. Okay? When the snow melts in summer, water rushes down the mountains and forms rivers. Let me show you. Here I'm making the mountains which is covered with the ice. Okay. These are some mountains which is covered with the ice. Okay. And this type of mountains are called the glaciers. And in the summer season, the ice melt and flow down and make the river. What? It makes the river. Water melt from the icy mountains and rushes down the mountains and forms rivers. Some water goes under the ground and we draw this water from wells. Okay? So the water which is come or fall down from the glacier, it become the rivers, and rivers just going into the seas and oceans or lakes. Okay, so some water goes under the ground and we draw this water from wells, tube wells and through hand pump. I think you all have seen the submersible at your home, and we just draw up this water by the submersible or the hand pump. Okay? So, our next topic is what pollutes the water. In the mountain, the river water is clean. In the mountain, the river water is very clean because there is no harmful gases, there is no factories, there is no any things which is harmful to our environment. So in the mountain the river water is very clean. But when it reaches the plain area, so it gets polluted due to the following activities. Let's talk about that. Dumping of waste of factories in the rivers, dumping of the domestic waste in the rivers, bathing of animals and their exhalation. Okay, and these all kinds of activities make our water impure and polluted. Okay, there are so many activities which can pollute our air or water. Now, our next topic is clean water. Since the waste that we throw into the rivers makes them dirty, we have to make water pure before using it. and this can be done in the following ways. First, we can boil the water because boiling of water, the water would be clean. Okay. Number 2, adding chlorine tablets. We can add the chlorine tablets. We can boil the water for the purification. Okay, and we can go to the process by filtering the water. Okay, I think you all have seen the RO at your homes. These ROs are just doing the water pure. It removes the impurities of water. Okay, it is called a filtration. This is based, the RO is based on the process of filtration. Okay, so there are some ways to clean water. Number 1 is boiling the water. Number 2 is adding chlorine tablets. And number 3 is filtering the water. Okay, students. So here are some topics on which we have just discussed. Now, I just want to recap whatever we have learned in this chapter. Number 1, humans, animals and plants need air and water to live, because air and water is very essential to us and also all the living organisms. Polluted air and water are unfit for everyone. Okay? Polluted air and water are unfit for everyone. Humans, animals and trees and plants also. Plants and trees make the air fresh and cool because it inhale the polluted air and exhale the clean and fresh air. Okay? Water keeps changing its form through water cycle, as we all have seen earlier. Both humans and animals' activities pollute the water. Okay? So students, this chapter is over, and if you don't understand any topic, you can ask me. I think you all have my number, and you can call me if you don't understand. Okay? So till then, you just keep safe and try to understand whatever written in your book. And if you don't have your book, you just go to the shopkeeper and purchase it as soon as possible, because most of the work, most of the exercises will be done in your book. Okay? So till then, goodbye.